here's Foleo. I'm going to demonstrate it, and we're going to show you how the software works in the product. But before I do, I want to talk a little bit about the industrial design. When you're trying to create a product that's really simple to use, that's really sets a whole new paradigm for ease of use and simplicity and cleanliness, it starts with the industrial design. If you look at the top of Foleo, it's fairly clean. There's a small palm logo. It has this nice rippled effect here, which is both aesthetically pleasing and helps you hold the product. But there's no other markings on the product. If you look at the front of the product, you'll see that there's no latches, there's no lights, there's no other brakes in the product here. I walk around the side, the same thing, very clean. Even the back of the product, where the hinge is, very clean. Only on this side, if you look carefully, you'll see some connectors down here, which we'll come back to later. Even the bottom of Foleo is very clean. It's a pleasure to hold. It has a nice velvety texture to it, feels great in your hands, it's easy to carry. Now you open Foleo like you open a book. Hardcover book has a lid that just comes over the top a little bit, and on Foleo you can put your finger, a single finger, anywhere around the product and lift. Foleo has a nice little detent which keeps it shut, but the hinge will stay in any position as you open it. And you can see as I open it, you can see the product's very thin. And I'm going to open it all the way so you can see what's inside of it. Inside you see a keyboard and a display. Now this is a full-size keyboard. By that I mean it is a standard, ISO standard 18mm pitch keyboard. And that's important. We don't want to put a little thing in here. We want a real keyboard so you can do real fast typing and editing. You notice the product width is really determined by the keyboard. You couldn't make a product this narrow and still have a standard full-size keyboard. So the keyboard goes right to the edges here. The keyboard is also very at the top of the product, though there's a little bit of a wrist pad area down the bottom. This defines the footprint of the product. And I believe this is the smallest product ever made with a full-size keyboard. That then leaves us aside for the display. You see there's a nice little letterbox area for the display up top. And now we're going to draw your attention to two buttons here at the upper left-hand corner of the keyboard. The first one is the on-off button. If I press it once, it turns on. If I press it again, it turns off. If I press it again, it turns on, etc. There are no other states to Foleo. It's either on or it's off. There's no sleep, there's no suspend, there's no resume, in fact, you can't even shut the product down. There's no concept of shutting down. You don't even turn off applications or shut applications. It's running all the time. I can be working, have multiple documents open, I can shut the product, I can come back for a month later, everything comes back exactly where I was. You never have to worry about saving your files or shutting down. The second button here, right next to the on-off button, is an email button. And when you press this button, you'll be looking at your email, your inbox. And here's my email. This is my real email. You see it comes up virtually instantly. Now the key about this is that this email is actually the email that's on my trio. The email is actually here, and I'm looking at it over here. So basically the two are talking to each other, and they're sending information back all the time. So I'm now looking at my inbox here. And one of the benefits of this is that when I make changes here, if you made it on my phone, if I make changes on my phone, it goes back to my Foleo. If I receive an email on my trio, it actually comes to the trio and it goes to the phone. If I create an email on Foleo, it's sent to the phone and then it's sent back to the server. To use Foleo to set it up, you don't need to know anything about your server addresses, you don't need the IT department involved. All you have to do is get Foleo and your phone and you pair them together in a very simple process. Now I want to turn our attention to actually showing some of the software. So I'm just going to shut my Foleo. Here's a nice little click when I shut it. It turns off, that's it. I'm now going to introduce Paul Cousineau, who is the Director of Marketing for Foleo at POM.
Hi, Jeff.
And we're going to walk through a few things. The first thing you're going to show us, Paul, is that what does it take to pair Foleo with the trio? Is that right?
That's right. The first thing I'm actually going to start to show you is, moving over to the Elmo here, is a Trio 755P. Now, this Trio has been configured with two email accounts, a POM account, which is back in our Exchange servers, and a Yahoo account, which we're checking over POP3. And so you'd have, the same two accounts, a personal account and professional account, like most people have. And what I'm going to walk through is just the process of actually getting that up and running on a Foleo, and then how you interact with that email on the Foleo. So we're going to switch over. The first thing that you would see when you take a Foleo out of the box in terms of setting these two things up. Now, first screen you would see is one that looks much like this. And all you have to do here is, we have to select what type of phone we have. We support both Palm OS and Windows Mobile Trios. And then the second thing is selecting what carrier you have. In this case, it's Sprint. And then you click the next button. And this is step 2 in a very simple 4-step setup process. Each of the steps are as easy as the ones you see here. You're guided very carefully through what you have to do, just simply pairing the two devices, getting them up and running, and then actually at the end of it, you press the email button. That's what the thing tells you, the setup wizard tells you to do. And you'll be looking at exactly that same email. And what it brings over is all the accounts, all the folders associated with those accounts, obviously all the email, and then the attachments as well, and contacts so that you can address that email.
We're going to show that right now. Oh,
That's right. So we're going to skip over here to this. This here is an actual Foleo that has those same two accounts all set up on them. And you see, really, around looking at the layout on the screen, on the top left-hand corner, there's the Palm account and the Yahoo account. Underneath is all the folders associated. Those have been synced over from the phone. Then over on the right-hand side, we have a pretty traditional inbox that has all the information that was in those two accounts. So you have all the emails, and then with the larger screen, we can take advantage of that and have a little preview pane that can show you the mail. And then you can also look at that mail in a full screen mode. So we do that. And now you see me sort of scrolling around, scrolling the messages, scrolling the preview pane and the like. We think we've done some pretty clever navigation things in order integrating the hardware and the software in order to make it easy to move around the Foleo. I want to show you for a minute what that looks like. So we're going to switch back to the Elmo. And we switch back to the Elmo, we see that we have this keyboard. See that full-size keyboard we were talking about with the track point. But what I want to bring your attention to is this little wheel down here at the bottom that's in between the mouse buttons. This scroll wheel is meant to be used with your hands. Put them both here for a second. In the ready position. I'll take this one away so you can see that what I'm doing. What you do is you can just simply with your thumb click this down one at a time. There's a little detent in the wheel that allows you to really control the movement carefully. And then you can actually click this along, move down one at a time. You can use it in conjunction with modifier keys like the Shift key in order to move that preview pane that like I was doing earlier. And then if you're actually in a longer message, if you wanted to actually move it quickly, you just actually sort of move the wheel quickly and it moves from going one line at a time to a page at a time. So that's really how you navigate.
Paul, just to comment on that, is that when we looked at how people use a computer, we found that people are using the mouse often for just scrolling information on the screen. So they click on the elevator or the scroll bar and so on. We felt that it would, if we really address that need, we could make a product be a lot easier. So the thumb wheel essentially gives you the ability to navigate in any app very rapidly without moving your fingers on the keyboard. I can tell you personally, after having using it for a while, that it's a really wonderful innovation. You go to any other keyboard and your thumbs are looking for that. I think people who've used Foleo have that same experience. It really makes a big difference in how it is you navigate through a product.